Coming to you live from $1 Million Studios, your boys, Chris Bezak. Speeds of the Benchmark Show on a Wednesday night, March the 13th, 2019. We thank you so much for being with us. I say we. It's me, the Benchmark, Silky Baines, as you can see, on his way, allegedly, from work. The shoot job keeping him, the man holding him down, all that kind of shit. So we press onward because that's what we do here on the program. Speeds of the Benchmark Show, Wednesday night, March the 13th, 2019. Thank you, John Baez, over on the YouTubes for being with us, and everybody here on Periscope and on Twitch as well. Welcome to all of you. If you haven't subscribed to the program, we hope that you'll do so, especially those of you heading over on Twitch, because that's going to be the streaming network of choice for us going forward. So we look forward to seeing you over there. Twitch.tv/SpeedsBenchmark. A lot of cool stuff going over there on Twitch. We always enjoy that. But for the time being, we will be on Periscope and YouTube as well. Hello, it's me, WB, whose name I should remember by now. Thank you for the super hearts. Very much appreciate that. Hello to you, Jody Mania. Glad to have you with us. And our new night, Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. when Silky's got to work late, but you know the drill. We will be here every Wednesday night from now on, and we're glad to have you with us. So, if you want to pitch into the cause, as we always say, you can do so like our boy, It's Me, WB, leaving those super hearts over on Periscope, or you can hit us up at the tip jar, tinyurl.com/SBTipjar, because these bills need to get paid. Again, Silky's supposed to be here saying this shit, but, he's got to work. And, of course, the phone lines are always open. You don't always take advantage of it, but we leave them open for you anyway because they're available. 832-937-4559. That's 832-93-SILKY if you want to get in on the phone line. So, we're going to talk a little SmackDown Live here tonight. A lot of stuff happening last night on SmackDown Live. We got a much clearer picture of what's going to go on in WrestleMania this year, at least as far as a couple of feuds are concerned. And I'm going to touch a little bit on NXT tonight. We had the semifinals of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic over there on NXT today. And we got a big announcement about the women's NXT Championship match that will be taking place at TakeOver Mania weekend. So we got that going on as well. And, of course, anything that you guys want to talk about as we go forward. So, hello to Jody Mania over there on Twitch now. Again, if you're not following us on Twitch, look. I know a lot of people say, I don't have Twitch. It's a simple app. You download the Twitch app. You set up a quick account. And you follow your boys, Speeds Benchmark. That's it. Hit the little heart, follow button, done. It's a fantastic thing. And we're excited to be over there. Those of you in Twitch, we've got the commands set up over there as well. So if you hit the exclamation point commands, then you can see the commands that'll come up from Nightbot. And yes, Babaruski, keeping up with the New Japan Cup a little bit. Not as much as I'd like, unfortunately, but we can talk about that in a little bit as well. If you would like to do so, Alistair Fiend, good to see you. Raven's Blood, hello. Good to see you as well. And Babaruski, type in exclamation point too sweet into the Nightbot there. So and you'll get a list of the commands. So check those out. Go Home Wrestling Show. Glad to have you with us as well. Glad to see everybody here. So, once again, hit us up on the phone lines if you want to join us there. If not, just smash that follow button wherever you are. If you're on Periscope, if you wouldn't mind sharing with your followers, sharing over on Twitter, getting in as many folks as we can. We're always appreciative of having you here. The Benchmark is on his way. We got the Benchmark Power Rankings. He's got his own fucking segment here on the show. The Benchmark Power Rankings. How are we going to do the Benchmark Power Rankings without the Benchmark? Go figure. I don't know. But allegedly, he is on his way. What's up, Brooke? Glad to have you here on Twitch as well. So, let's dive right in with some SmackDown Live talk. Now, the big news from SmackDown Live last night was, of course, Kofi Kingston getting his opportunity to be in the, I don't want to say main event, but to get his WWE Championship shot at WrestleMania. And very simple. Vince McMahon came out towards the end of the program, said he was going to have an announcement on how Kofi could get into that championship match at WrestleMania. All you got to do is beat Randy Orton. Out walks Randy Orton. That's a pretty tall fucking task right there, beating Randy Orton. But it didn't stop there. For those of you who didn't watch SmackDown Live, not only will Kofi have to beat Randy Orton, He will also have to beat our good friend Samoa Joe.
Fat bastard, you call him Sloppy Joe.
Sloppy Joe, sorry about that, Mr. Steiner. Sloppy Joe. And he will have to beat Sheamus. And he will have to beat Cesaro. And he will have to beat Eric Rowan. So in other words, Kofi's going to have to beat 5 other contenders in a gauntlet match next week on SmackDown Live in order to get his championship shot at WrestleMania. Look, Vince McMahon, thank you very much for the follow over there, Alistair Fiend. Appreciate that. You're going to hear these little announcements. That's another cool thing we got going here on the Twitch channel. You hear announcements whenever somebody makes a donation or whenever somebody follows us here on the show. You'll get your nice little announcements there. So thank you, Alistair Fiend, for the follow. We appreciate that. And look, Vince McMahon hadn't been around a lot. And here lately, he's been showing up a lot more. And I got to tell you, I know a lot of people aren't a fan of the McMahons being on TV. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. I don't have a problem with Vince on TV because Vince brings it. Vince brings it when he shows up. And the last several months, he's been pissing off the marks in a big way. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful because it works. It works. How stale, and again, we're going to talk about this in a minute. How stale is the Becky Lynch, Charlotte, Ronda Rousey thing getting? Right? We need to inject some life back into that feud. You know how you inject life into the Kofi Mania thing? Not that it needs a whole lot of it because the fans are on fire for this whole thing. You set seemingly insurmountable odds for Kofi Kingston to overcome in order to get his shot at WrestleMania. Now, if he doesn't win the gauntlet match next week, then you can call me up here on the show and say, Spees, you're full of shit. Vince screwed us once again, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think, man, just imagine how much better it's going to feel for us as fans who want to see Kofi Kingston in that match. I want to see Kofi in that match. I think it'll be great. How much cooler is it going to be when he's gone through, when he's jumped through all these hoops and overcome all these obstacles? It's a great underdog story. I love what they're doing with it. I think it's great. I'm glad to see you guys taking advantage of the commands over there. Get the tables. Welcome to you, sir. Thank you for the super hearts. Very grateful for that. Yeah, John, I'm with you. Kofi Mania, we're loving it. Revisionist booking. Holy shit, 4:30 a.m. Thank you for stopping in and saying hello. We appreciate that. And yeah, Brooke, lots of opponents there. And Mad Dog is right on it. We saw the same thing with Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30. Had to beat Randy Orton and Batista after beating Triple H earlier in the night. So it's somewhat, look, it's not a brand new underdog story. We've seen underdog stories like this before, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying what I'm seeing of it, and I think the fans are enjoying it. I know there's a lot of people who are pissed off and saying this is bullshit. Kofi shouldn't have to do all this. Look, it makes it that much more compelling. You've got to put obstacles. We've talked about this before because this is my background in writing, film, television, things like that. The way you create momentum, the way you create drama is you put obstacles in the way of your protagonist, and you have to put obstacles in the way of Kofi Kingston. Now, you can argue that Vince is going overboard and that it's a little bit insane, and you would not be wrong. But nonetheless, the fact that they're there and those obstacles are in Kofi's way, it's going to make it that much more satisfying when he gets where we want him to be. Thank you for the follow over there. It's me, WB. We appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much. This is the Daniel Bryan storyline times 4 guys. Yeah, exactly. Raven's Blood says WWE overbooked Ronda, Becky, and Charlotte. Too much unnecessary mess. Totally agree. I totally agree. Take Charlotte out and it won't be so stale, says Brooke. Yeah, Brooke, I know you're not a fan of Charlotte Flair, and we'll get to that. And John, I'm with you. I think it'll be worth it in the end. I think this is what makes Kofi's journey that much more compelling. Not just, he wasn't even supposed to be in the gauntlet match. That was supposed to be Mustafa Ali's spot. And, he wasn't supposed to be in the Elimination Chamber match, He did great in the gauntlet match, and then he did great in Elimination Chamber. And, I guess you can say that's a compelling enough story in that he took an opportunity that he wasn't supposed to have and ran with it. But you start throwing all these other obstacles in the way as well. And kudos to Vince for just not giving a shit about people hating him. Because he knew people were going to hate him. When most people just hate Vince because it's the cool thing to do. And he does a lot of shit that makes him unlikable, and I totally get that. But as far as what he's done with putting Charlotte Flair into that triple threat match is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And I know a lot of people want to see a one-on-one match. That's fine. It's a matter of opinion. I personally like the fact that Charlotte's in there. I think she's going to bring a lot to the match. I think it's going to be interesting. Vince doesn't give a shit. He knew it was going to get people talking. He knew it was going to get people pissed off. And he knew it was going to make people root that much harder for Becky Lynch to win the match. That's why he did it. And that's why he's Vince McMahon. Same thing with Kofi Kingston. He knows if he throws Kofi Kingston against Daniel Bryan, it's 4 weeks until WrestleMania. We got plenty of shit for us. Wrestling fans are the most attention deficit motherfuckers on it. We're all about it's Kofi Mania. Oh, cool. Look at that over there. It's a Randy Orton. Or some shit like that. Like, we totally get distracted. How do we not get distracted? Start throwing a bunch of obstacles in Kofi's way and make it difficult for him to get to that match in the first place. It's exactly what it should be. And I love it. I love the fact that it's happening. I like the heel Shane McMahon, says Alice. Good to see you, Alice. Jump on over on Twitch as well. Give us a follow over there, Alice. You'll enjoy it. Vince said it best. No one deserves anything, damn it. Exactly. It's exactly right. Nobody deserves shit. You earn it. You earn it. And that's the way it is. Unless you're Charlotte Flair, and in his case, and you just decided to throw in the match. But that's okay, because we're wrestling fans and we're willing to ignore shit like that. So, Ronda needs all the help she can get, so Charlotte is needed. Hey, I'm with you, Bobarooski. I don't think that's a big problem at all. So, again, thank you to Alistair Fiend and It's Me WB, whose name I wrote down before, but I forget it off the top of my head. But thank you guys for the follow over on Twitch. Trying to get up to our 50 followers so we achieve our affiliate status. That's our goal. So, like I said, if you haven't created that Twitch account and jumped on over there, do so. We're going to be heading that direction very soon, and we're looking forward to it. Thank you, Woken High Cat, for the follow over there on Twitch. I appreciate that. See, I like having the little alerts to let us know when stuff happens. So, what's best for business, says Jody Mania, even if you are tired of it, Brooke. That's okay. That's okay. Let's talk a little SmackDown Live. So, we had earlier in the show. They're picking up the slack for New Japan, apparently. New Japan's doing a lot of one-on-one matches, which they never do. They're the kings of, multi-man tag matches. So WWE just picked up the slack and said, fuck it, we'll do nothing but multi-man matches. You had no singles men matches on SmackDown Live yesterday, which is fine, I guess. It's okay. You only had one singles women's match. Asuka taking on Sonya Deville. So first up, we had a huge tag team match. Well, we had a huge tag team match early on. We had Blackochet, Aleister Black and Ricochet, teaming up with the Hardy Boys to take on, thank you, Alice, for the follow over there. We appreciate it over on Twitch. To take on The Bar and Rusev and Nakamura. Big 8-man tag team match to start things off. I love seeing the Hardys and Ricochet together. I think that's great. I like Aleister Black as well. But I thought they worked out well together. Solid match. Very entertaining. All those guys, all 8 of them, very entertaining guys. Great to see Matt Hardy back doing his thing, and not looking as, not to be cheesy here, but as broken as he did before, because he looked like he was hurting for a while. But looking much better. Looking like he's in a lot better shape. Enjoyed that match. And then here comes the New Day. And this is a new thing lately. And I'm interested to hear you guys' take on this, because I don't understand the whole thing of the faces coming out and kicking the shit out of the heels after a match is over. I don't get that. To me, that's backwards wrestling logic. The heels are supposed to be pissy and kick the shit out of the faces when they lose. That's the way it's supposed to go. We had it on Sunday night at Fastlane after the Revival won. Ricochet and Aleister Black kicked everybody's ass after the match was over. You could say that Bobby Roode kind of started it, but, in the end, it was Ricochet and Aleister Black standing tall. And we had the same thing here. We had the New Day coming out and kicking the shit out of all the heels, even though they weren't involved in the match. Now, I get what they were going for here. They're trying to say, look, the New Day can be serious contenders. They don't have to just be the guys that throw around a bunch of fucking pancakes. They can be serious contenders. And that's what the New Day are trying to show. They're trying to show, look, we're a comedy act because you made us a comedy act. If you want us to go out here and kick ass, we'll go out here and kick ass. Don't tell me for 1 second Big E can't go out there and be a badass, because he can. But he's also fucking hilarious when he's doing his little fucking shimmy and stuff like that and hurdling pancakes at people. Xavier Woods, same way. I think Xavier Woods can be very good. And we've already seen what Kofi's capable of. So this was a new side of the New Day that I quite enjoyed seeing. And again, I like what they're doing. They're saying, we are going to jump through whatever hoops you put in our way to get our man Kofi into that match at WrestleMania. And people have talked about how this could be signaling some kind of breakup with the New Day. I think it's the exact opposite. I think this is bringing the New Day closer together than they've ever been, because they're looking at Kofi and they're looking at the opportunity that he says, and they're saying, we are not going to screw this up for you. We are going to carry you across the finish line if we have to get you that title match and to get you that opportunity. And it's great. And I love it. I love the New Day. I think they're class acts. I think they're great guys. I think everything that Xavier Woods does outside WWE with the gaming and all that shit is fucking fantastic. I love it. I love what they're doing with them. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Go Home says the Kofi promo was really good and convincing. I said the exact same thing. I tweeted it out. I think I said this promo is fucking tremendous. And it was. It was from the heart, man. That guy's talking from the heart. I missed my kid's first tooth getting pulled out and getting money from the tooth fairy. You know, I haven't taken my kids trick-or-treating because I've been at work all this time. That's what people get into, man. That's what people dig. That, to me, is why we're souring on this Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey thing, because it's just all them bitching at each other and flaming each other on social media. Nobody relates to that shit. After a while, they don't. I mean, it's cute. It's funny for a while. And it's nice to see somebody talking shit about somebody else. It's nice to see people fired up and actually want to fight each other. But you got to connect with people in some way. And Kofi's done it. And all three of the New Day guys have done it. I don't mean to just say Kofi. I think all the guys have done it. So, and yeah, John says that Stone Cold did it all the time in the Attitude Era. Everybody could relate to the guy whose boss is a dick and you want to kick the shit out of him and fuck with him all the time. And that's why it worked so beautifully. And again, kudos to Vince McMahon for getting it and saying, I'm going to go out there and be that guy. I'm going to go out there and put this other guy over week after week. And he got you, sure, he had his moments where he went over and he had his moments where he got to, stand out there and shine. But at the end of the day, Stone Cold always got over on him. And I really think Kofi's going to get over on him here, and I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be awesome. All three members of the New Day are great singles. Yeah, totally agree, Woken. New Day were originally serious heels. Yeah, I agree, but it's refreshing the direction they're going. I agree, Jody Mania. Yes, Alice, Kofi promo, outstanding. They have crossed my mind if they double cross him. Yeah, it's crossed my mind as well that maybe they could, but again, we talked about it here on the show a little while back. I think WWE would be making a huge mistake in breaking up the New Day. That's just, it's a cash cow. And there's no need to break them up. There's no need to break. You could still give them solo runs like they're doing with Kofi and have everybody get behind Kofi, let him do his thing. And eventually, somewhere down the line, Kofi's going to lose. Somebody's going to take the title off him. And it's going to be Big E's turn to step up. And they're going to say, we did this for Kofi. We're going to do it for you. Kofi and Xavier give him the push. You could get so much mileage out of this still. Yeah, Jody, I felt for him as well. Kofi was great. Not nice seeing somebody completely rip the sport and the company they're in. Yeah, Ronda's just, yeah. Honestly, I would like to see Big E get a push. I'm with you there. I think Big E could be a badass. Where is the benchmark of professional wrestling, Mac Diesel? For those of you just joining us, welcome. Number one. Do us a favor, share the program if you're on Periscope or over there on the Twitters. Get the word out if you could. The benchmark is being held at work by the man, and so he's going to be here shortly. So as soon as he gets here, then that's good. Never, ever. Yeah, I know. I'm with you. Why his message was deleted and says, I'm not scared. Yeah, I don't know. That's you must have, I don't know what that is, Mac Diesel. You must have put something. That's our Nightbot in there. Wrecking shit. So I'm not sure what you said there. Oh, Speeds didn't turn. It's not the setting, damn it, Babaruski. Nightbot is hit exclamation point commands, Mac Diesel, and you can go into the you can set the Nightbot up to say shit in the chat. It's just something to do to keep you guys occupied, other than listening to me ramble on all night. But not that you don't enjoy that, because it's great. But Silky will be here soon, and we'll argue about his power rankings, because fucking hell. Oh, geez, it was one of those nights. So we get Randy Orton and AJ Styles come out. Now, you remember on Sunday at Fastlane, we had a very brief appearance from both of them. Randy Orton showing up after Lacey Evans did her Lacey Evans thing, whatever the fuck that is, walking down the aisle and then walking back, and distracted Elias just long enough for the RKO to come out of nowhere, which was fantastic. And then all of a sudden, here comes AJ Styles off the top rope with a phenomenal forearm. So these two were going at it. For a feud that doesn't have a lot of backstory to it, the backstory to this feud, essentially, you could point to a couple of things here and there, maybe. But really, this past weekend was kind of where it started a little bit. For these guys to come out there and cut the promos that they cut on Tuesday, the back and forth. And I'm not a huge fan of big, long back and forth in-ring promos these days because, honestly, we're not talking about The Rock and Chris Jericho going back and forth. We're talking about people who generally have their promos written for them. And so it's kind of shitty. It's not as entertaining to watch. But I thought Randy Orton and AJ Styles, and chime in with your thoughts as well, I thought they did a fantastic job in creating interest in this feud, considering how little backstory there has been. Michael Berry Sr., thank you for the follow, sir, over there on Twitch. We appreciate that. I thought they did great. I thought the Randy Orton is, to me, in this day and age, underrated by a lot of fans in that there's a good portion of people that I see that find Randy Orton boring. Or Randy Orton's not a very good promo. Or Randy Orton mails it in. And Randy Orton's good when he's motivated. But when he's not motivated, he doesn't give a shit. Randy Orton is fucking spectacular. I'm just going to throw it out there and say I think Randy Orton is absolutely spectacular. I think he looks great. He's got a great, great, great character. He owns that character. The RKO still gets a huge pop from everybody because it's the most iconic move that we have left in the WWE, in my opinion. Everybody pops for the RKO. They love it, and rightly so. And they still do a great job of setting him up to where he can come in and hit these ridiculous RKOs. I forgot he did hit the great RKO off of on AJ Styles off the springboard a while back. But when Randy Orton dropped a line about when AJ Styles was down in Florida getting a tan with with Dixie Carter, and I was here headlining WrestleMania, holy shit. I mean, that's good stuff. Because like it or not, Randy Orton's exactly right. AJ Styles going, and Randy Orton, for those of you that don't know, has taken his shots at the indie scene before. And Ring of Honor, not necessarily the indie scene, but Ring of Honor, TNA, places like that. He's taken his shots at them in the past, and he's had some fun with them. And so all his stuff about, you fighting at the bingo halls and the VFWs and things like that. While I was here winning championships and headlining WrestleMania and headlining any pay-per-view you can think of, the reason that promo works so well is because it's true. He is doing all that shit. He was doing all that shit when AJ was doing other shit. Now, that's not to belittle what AJ did, because let's face it, you say AJ Styles, he was in TNA, big deal. TNA, when AJ Styles was there and Samoa Joe was there and Kurt Angle, it was badass. It was badass. It's not what it is now or what it was a couple years ago. I mean, it was excellent. So I get what he's saying, and I appreciated it in terms of the promo. You could say that it's an unfair shot, and you'd be right. But again, that's what makes it. That's what makes it great. That's what makes it great. AJ and Orton was great last night. Totally felt the tension. I totally agree there. The theme song and the RKO always get a huge pop. Really agree. What happened to Michael Berry Sr.? You're saying, uh-oh. Stats. Michael Berry Sr. Nice try. Stop spamming emotes. That's weird. I got to turn that off. I'm getting used to the Nightbot over here on Twitch, so I got to get ready for that. The commands for the chat. Yeah. There you go. How's it going, Michael Berry Sr.? Go Home Wrestling Show. Yes. Alistair Fiend's over here now. Excellent. Very good. All right. So, just catching up on the commentary there. So, looking forward to Randy Orton and AJ Styles. I think they're going to do a fantastic job. I think they're going to be great. This has the feel of a Mania match to me. Randy Orton's been around forever. AJ Styles has been around forever. And this whole thing of the lifetime WWE company guy in Randy Orton against the indie darling who's won every fucking title on the planet because he has in AJ Styles is a really compelling story. It really is. It's a really compelling story, and I'm anxious to see what these guys are going to do with it. I think those guys are going to kill it at Mania. It immediately shot near the top of matches that I'm looking forward to at WrestleMania. I think they're going to do a great job. Go Home says, I loved AJ and Randy's promo. They brought real life events into it, and sometimes simple things such as that can tell a better story than the complicated ones. Agreed. I love it when AJ did Orton's pose. That was very good. Yeah, and so see, Michael Berry Sr.'s got the hang of it. If you're there on Twitch, for example, if you hit exclamation moonsault, it triggers the Nightbot to leave a comment, which says, here's the comprehensive list of everyone who should be allowed to do a moonsault. Anyone not named Charlotte Flair because hers is dog shit. And that's it. That's the list. See little fun things like that you can throw into the chat there. If you're over on Twitch, jump in on Twitch. Like I said, we appreciate it. WWE Golden Boy versus the Global Indie Phenomenon. You're right on, Brooke. And that's how they're going to sell it. At least that's how Randy's going to sell it. And it's going to be good. How would have Orton done in the Indies if his daddy didn't break him in, says Bob Ruski. I think Randy Orton would have been fine. Again, Randy Orton coming through OVW back there. He was with that ridiculous class that Jim Cornette trained at OVW. It was Randy Orton, Batista, Brock Lesnar, John Cena. They all came through OVW around that time. And, I mean, shit, they all went on to be absolutely spectacular on the main roster. I think Randy Orton would be fine. You could say that maybe he wouldn't have been as successful. He certainly wouldn't be as well known, I don't think. Because there's a certain prestige that comes with being the guy in the largest company in the world. AJ Styles has been the guy in every company in the world, except maybe WWE. He was a WWE champion, but I don't know that AJ Styles was ever the top number one guy in terms of, he was never a Roman Reigns. He was never a John Cena. In my opinion. You can argue that he was the best wrestler in WWE, and maybe still is. Some young guys coming up that might have something to say about that. But yeah, I mean, that's what makes the feud compelling, in my opinion. So I'm looking forward to that one very much. We had the one singles match of the night. Asuka taking on Sonya Deville. It's looking like they're breaking up Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. They're a little hesitant to pull the trigger on it, which is not necessarily a bad thing, because you don't want to go too quickly into these kind of things. But I'm anxious to see where this goes, and I'm anxious to see Asuka get some serious competition and to get into some meaningful feuds, because one of the things that bugs me about the whole Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey thing, and basically right after the Asuka match, we had Becky come out, finally got rid of the crutch, thank God, calls out Charlotte Flair. They do their shit where they talk back and forth, blah, 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 blah. And the crowd just wasn't really feeling it. I saw our buddies from Smart to Death tweet out, like, this feud's really kind of cooling off. And it is. Because they're overbooking the shit out of it. There's too much shit going on. There's just too much insanity going on right now. What bugs me about this feud, to a certain extent, is the fact that, to me, Asuka belongs in that same company with Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch. It's not those three and then Asuka's a peg down from those three. At least not in my opinion. I don't think there's any fucking way you put Asuka a peg below those other three. She's right there with them. And yet she's the odd man out. To me, that's disappointing. Because let's face it, Asuka beat Becky and Charlotte at TLC, where she won the title. And then she beat Becky one-on-one, got her to tap at the Royal Rumble. You could talk about everything that led up to that point, where Asuka was basically not doing shit, which was very disappointing. But she's finally gotten back on top, where she rightfully belongs, in my opinion. But now it's like, what the fuck do we do with her? What do we do with her? We got our other 3 big name stars tied up in a feud with each other that's been going on forever, is going to continue for at least another month and probably beyond that. And meanwhile, here's Asuka, who we strapped a rocket to and put her undefeated for 2 fucking years before she finally lost to Charlotte at WrestleMania. And then she fell off the earth, and now we built her all the way back up again to be SmackDown Live Women's Champion, to take the title off of Becky Lynch. And we got nothing for her. I'm a little bit disappointed there. You know, it's just is. Yeah, of course Silky doesn't have any fucking notes. That's another one. Shout out, Get the Tables. Good to see you. Should have been Ronda versus a still undefeated Asuka. Yeah, they would have had a hard time keeping Asuka undefeated for another year. It would have been tough. I didn't like her losing to Charlotte at Mania. I was okay with it. What I didn't like was the bullshit promo at the end where she said, "Oh, Charlotte's ready for Asuka," and they all hug and shit. I don't want to see that. I want to see Nakamura at Mania. I want to see Nakamura lose to AJ Styles, go to shake his hand, and hit him in the nuts. That's what I want to see. That's wrestling. That's old school shit. Asuka's better than Ronda. No doubt about that. There's no question. Alice. Oh, yeah. Guys, I have to turn the little thing off where with the Nightbot. Apparently, if you put too many of the emotes back to back to back, then the Nightbot gets pissy about it. Nightbot is kind of a prick. Yeah, it's a little bit. It's yeah. I hate that they're promoting the Raw Women's Championship match on SmackDown. I'm totally with you. They've invaded both shows with this, and that's another reason that it's getting old. They kind of let it slow down a little bit around the Royal Rumble and let it cool off a little bit. In terms of we didn't have to see them on both shows all the time talking and all this. But it's just gotten to be one of those things. Yeah, see, I love that you guys have found the Nightbot because you're finding all the commands and enjoying yourself. So that's good. By the way, if you put exclamation point top guys, Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder, collectively known as The Revival, are currently the best tag team on the planet. Anyone who says otherwise is a goddamn liar. The Nightbot knows what's up. All right, we got to tweak the Nightbot a little bit as far as the emojis go and everything like that. But the Nightbot knows what's up at the end of the day. Yeah, and Woo, I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. That's one of my favorite parts. That's the part of that promo, that famous Ric Flair promo where he's talking about, you know, the guy out here hollering my name when I spent more money in the last year on spilt liquor than you made. And the limousine flying, jet flying, all that. And at the end, he says, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down, talking about his alligator shoes. It's so great. And nobody ever talks about that in the promo. It's great. Yes, that's good. Okay, I'm seeing all these comments go by, and I'm like, oh, man, people are really engaged. Now they're just fucking around with the Nightbot. But that's good. That's good. We want to see your comments on there. So we got to find a way to inject some life into this Charlotte, Becky, and Ronda feud. And I don't think it's Ronda going off and saying, fuck this and fuck that, fuck WWE and fuck the fans and fuck Vince and blah, blah, blah. I don't think that's it. That created a nice meme opportunity to keep Twitter occupied for 48 hours. But beyond that, I mean, to me, and this is going to be an unpopular opinion, to me, the person that's carrying this feud right now is Charlotte. And I'll tell you why. Because Charlotte absolutely kills it as a heel. She kills it as a heel. She pushes all the right buttons. She knows exactly what to say that's going to piss everybody off. And it just works. It works for her. All the shit about how I'm genetically superior, that's such a dick line. It's such a dick line. But it's perfect. It absolutely works. Just everything about it. And talking about how she's a Flair and doing the woo and all that kind of shit, which drives me nuts when she does it. But it's supposed to. It's supposed to. I can only hear Becky Lynch call herself the man so many times and talk about Ronnie so many times, and before I get it, it gets old with me. I don't know if I'm supposed to root for Becky or not. I get it that if I follow the sheep, I'm supposed to root for Becky. We like Becky, we love Becky, Becky chants, and so on and so forth. But look at the way Becky talks. Look at the way Becky carries herself. All the shit that Becky does. Becky, in a lot of ways, is a heel character. She's a heel character. And you can say, oh, she's a tweener. You know, she's blurring the line in that regard. And you'd be right. You'd be right. I'm more the classic old school. I want the good guys to kick the shit out of the bad guys at the end of the day. but I'm old. That's what it is. I love Charlotte as a heel and a baby face, says Jody Mania. Okay, that's fine. Michael Berry Sr. says she's playing a perfect chicken shit heel. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. She does, but she started to bore me, says Brooke. All right, I'm with you. Raven's Blood's not rooting for Becky. Okay, that's fine. Same for the Revival for me. Well, you would be wrong, Jeffrey Cross. So just
shut up.
How about that? I am Rhonda all day, says Alistair. Wow, Alistair Fiend. One of the few Rhonda fans that comes through the show here. Don't root for Becky, Chris. I know how you get. What's wrong with the way she talks? It's nothing about the way she talks. I spent a good amount of time over in Scotland, and I know she's Irish, but I just think it's when I talk about Becky Lynch, I talk like Becky Lynch. It's just one of those things. Stop it, Jody Mania. Just quit that. Leave my Revival alone. They finally got a win with the tag titles, and I'm going to enjoy it while it lasts. We had another tag team match before we got to the close of the show. We had Rey Mysterio and R-Truth take on and beat Samoa Joe and
That fat bastard, you call him Sloppy Joe.
Sloppy Joe and Andrade towards the end of the night. And R-Truth, Rey Mysterio getting the win. And Samoa Joe going apeshit. I put this out on Twitter. Apparently, if you win a belt nowadays, you plan on getting your fucking ass pinned on WWE television. Because we saw it with the Revival when they won the belts. They started getting pinned left and right. Daniel Bryan wins the belt, gets pinned by Mustafa Ali and Kofi Kingston and all these other people. Now Samoa Joe wins the belt. He's getting pinned. I mean, it's just happening all over the place. And if it's not happening in a non-title capacity, it's happening in a title capacity. We saw Finn Balor. I'm sorry, Brooke. We saw Finn Balor give the title back on Raw this week to Bobby Lashley. It's been crazy. I'm surprised how often the champs are getting pinned these days. But Samoa Joe going apeshit, choking out Rey Mysterio. It's looking like maybe a Samoa Joe Rey Mysterio match at WrestleMania. Perhaps could be. I would not mind that at all. I love Rey Mysterio. I absolutely love Samoa Joe, Sloppy Joe. I think he's great. I think that would be good. But again, another tag team match. Not a lot of singles action going on, but might start to see more of that as we get closer to Mania. You don't want to risk anybody getting hurt in the weeks leading up to Mania, so we shall see what happens. Rey's outfit wasn't his best fashion. I don't know what was going on with that. You saw Smart Tears on Monday, somebody talking about Nia Jax having a big penis on her ring gear. I don't know what Rey's outfit where it looked like he had the thong on the outside of his pants or some shit that was crazy. Revival were getting pinned like jobbers before they won the I totally agree. But they won when it counts, Jeffrey Cross, and that's what's important, buddy. They didn't work for Finn, though. I know. 3 more days till Braun. That's right. Good on you, Sasha Reigns. Sasha Reigns going to get a chance to meet Braun Strowman. So enjoy that. I believe they're setting him up for SmackDown Live after Mania, but it's bullshit how they took the title like that off of Finn. Yeah, I knew immediately when it happened. I immediately thought of Brooke. I know she's a huge Finn Balor fan, so that was unfortunate, but so it goes. Let me double check and make sure nobody's sitting here on the phone lines. 832-937-4559 is the number to get in if you want to give us a call here. Still waiting on the benchmark. You know, whenever he gets here. Like I said, we'll push onward. We'll press onward because that's what we do. Little NXT tonight. We had the semifinals of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. I'm going to the notes here. Exclamation point notes for the Nightbot there. First up, we had the Forgotten Sons taking on Mustache Mountain. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I tweeted it out earlier. If Tyler Bate was not 5'6", he'd be a goddamn superstar, and he'd probably be at the top of the card already on the main roster because that guy is fucking spectacular. I mean, he's absolutely tremendous in every way possible. He's a good-looking kid. He's fucking strong as all get out. He did the spot again today where he had both guys on his shoulders. He is outstanding. He's too fucking short. I mean, he's a short guy. And I get it. There have been short guys that have done well before. I get it. It's just Tyler Bate is a lot of fun to watch. And then you got Trent Seven, who's built like me. He's a fucking pudgy dad-looking motherfucker. And but they make a great tag team. They were great. Unfortunately, they came up short tonight. Or fortunately, if you're me, because Gringo Damas music, because Silky's here not to get pissed off about it, I happen to call correctly that it would be the Forgotten Sons going to the final against the winners of the other two teams. Aleister Black and Ricochet, or Blackochet, as Silky has taken to calling them, taking on DIY, and it was Aleister Black and Ricochet coming up with the win there. So your finals in the NXT Dusty Rhodes Classic will see the Forgotten Sons taking on Aleister Black and Ricochet, with the winner getting a shot at the War Raiders Tag Team Championship. If you haven't seen the Forgotten Sons, give them a look. Good, rock solid heel tag team. They won on some bullshit tonight. Looked like Trent Seven was going to get the pin. And the third member of the Forgotten Sons, whose name escapes me off the top of my head, took the other guy's leg, put it on the rope to break up the count. Classic heel move. It was great. And they ended up coming up with the win, which was very good. So good for them. And I actually picked those guys to win it. I think a nice solid heel tag team like them getting wins over Mustache Mountain and Aleister Black and Ricochet gives them some good pedigree when it comes around to their match against the War Raiders. And can't we just call them fucking War Machine? I hate calling them War Raiders. I don't think they go in to beat War Machine unless War Machine's headed up to the main roster, but we shall see. But it would be a nice win for them. And I could be totally wrong. Could be Aleister Black and Ricochet because they want to build up War Machine that much more and give them a win over Aleister Black and Ricochet. I don't think Aleister Black and of those three teams, the two teams in the finals, the Forgotten Sons, Aleister Black, Ricochet, and War Raiders, Aleister Black and Ricochet are really the only ones that I can't see winning the titles. I just don't think that that's going to happen. So that's why I think Forgotten Sons get the win and eventually go on to face the War Raiders, because then at that point it's not a foregone conclusion that the War Raiders are going to win. At least that's my 2 cents. Brooke thinks Tyler Bate is cute. I think he's cute too. So no, hey, he's good. He's good is what I meant. I think Roman and Dean versus Baron and Drew could happen at Mania. Maybe so. What do you think of the name Mustache Mountain? Well, okay, it's okay. I hate when they attack the Street Profits. They're pretty good, but I prefer Undisputed Era. Undisputed Era is very good. But they'll be fine, even having lost here. I think that'll be fine. War Raiders raid on Mike Check. What's up, Mike Check? Good to have you with us, sir. And War Machine, yeah. So we had that, and we also had a one-on-one match between Io Shirai and Bianca Belair to see who would face Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship at the upcoming TakeOver event. Pretty good match going on, but Shayna Baszler was sitting in on commentary. For those of you who didn't watch NXT, runs in, starts kicking the shit out of Bianca Belair and Io Shirai. Here comes Kairi Sane, all 95 pounds soaking wet of her, running down the aisle, jumping into the ring. Shayna Baszler chokes her out, chokes out Io Shirai, chokes out Bianca Belair, fucking just kills everybody. Shayna Baszler is a badass, and I know there's a lot of people who don't like her. I didn't particularly care for Shayna Baszler when she first got there, but holy shit, she has come a long way. She's fucking spectacular now. She's been a great champ, a great heel champ. Just straight heel. I don't give a shit. I'm a badass, and they book her like a badass, and she acts like a badass, and she walks and talks like a badass. We need more Shayna Baszlers. Simple as that. She gets it, and she's kicking ass, and it's great, and I love it. She went backstage, and where it was announced that since she choked out those other three women, and we didn't have an opportunity to actually crown a number one contender, it's going to be a fatal four-way at NXT TakeOver. For the NXT Women's Championship, it'll be Shayna Baszler versus Bianca Belair versus Io Shirai versus Kairi Sane. So, Aleister Fiend's not a fan. That's okay. That's okay. It took me a while to come around on Shayna Baszler, but I like what she does, man. She keeps it simple. I think her background works, obviously, because we've seen it many times before with people coming with the MMA background, but the way she incorporates it into what she's doing with her wrestling gimmick, I think is great. I think she does a great job with it. Street Profits, I know, get the tables. It's, all right. Just working on the road. Y'all are in my earbuds. Glad to hear it, Mike Check. That's cool. Yeah, Brooke, I know you don't like Shayna Baszler. That's unfortunate. Shayna's earned a lot of respect. I totally agree. Alistair Fiend, I can't believe it, dude. How are you not liking, how are you thinking Shayna Baszler is boring? I don't know. She's definitely more of a badass than Ronda. I totally agree there. You're starting to bug me. Stop spamming caps, says Alice, says the Nightbot. Sorry, I'll fix that too. It's a new thing for us. We're getting used to it. Sasha and Bayley were not there, at least not to my knowledge, unless they showed up in a segment that I missed. That's going to be awesome. I hope Shayna loses, says Brooke. I hope she gets booked well in the main roster. I said that earlier tonight, woke an eye on Twitter. I totally agree. I hope that she gets there and kills it. John doesn't thinks creative is going to kill her when she gets to the main roster. I hope not. But we shall see. Alistair Fiend's getting a kick out of getting his hand. Just left. Not going to make it, says Silky Baines. Just got the text. Just left. Not going to make it, says Silky Baines. Unbelievable, this fucking guy. There's Nightbot on YouTube, too. Oh, yeah, okay, cool. That's excellent. All right. Well, then, since the benchmarks... Shit out of here. Get it out of here. I don't even want to see it. It's the Speed Show tonight, folks. And, yeah, here I am. It's just me tonight, but that's a great thing. I'm glad that you guys have stuck around. We're going overtime, says Bob Ruski. That's fine. No, he's at a late night this evening, so that's cool. I totally get it. The shoot job gets in the way. But since Silky Baines will not be here, we will have to press onward without him, and I will be the one, thank you very much, to announce this week's Benchmark Power Rankings. Here we go, folks. That's it. The Benchmark Power Rankings for the week of March 10th, 2019. We're doing it without Silky Baines, without the benchmark. We're going to do the Benchmark Power Rankings anyway. So, Silky sent me the list. I created the graphics because I have one job here, and it's to create the graphics and set up all the sound and video and lighting. But that's okay. That's fine. We're going to do the Benchmark Power Rankings for the week of March 10th, 2019. The top 5 wrestlers of the week, according to Mr. Absentee fucking Silky Baines. We don't call him the benchmark of punctuality, that's for sure. But the benchmark of professional wrestling, leaving his Benchmark Power Rankings for us. Thank you very much, Brooke. I appreciate it. She appreciates the hard work that I put in on this program, even though some people don't. I'm not bitter at all. Here we go. Number 5, Rey Mysterio. I don't know what the fuck Rey Mysterio is doing on this list, to be honest with you. There's guys that fucking should be here. Rey Mysterio lost. He won a tag team match on SmackDown, okay, but then he got choked out by Samoa Joe. What the fuck, Silky? I don't get it. Okay, I mean, he's 40-something years old, and he's still out there doing flippy shit, and that's great. I love it, and I enjoy it. I dig the shit out of it. That's outstanding. But, what the fuck? I don't know. But, yeah, Silky liked him for some reason this week. Maybe it's that he lost at Fastlane this week as well. What the fuck is going on here? Anyway, Rey Mysterio, number 5 on the Benchmark Power Rankings. I'm glad Silky's here to defend this fucking pick because I don't get it at all. But anyway, we move on. Number 4. The Revival. Now, what the fuck the Revival are doing at number 4 here is beyond me, because they take on Rubles, as Silky likes to call him, Bobby Roode, Chad Gable, and everybody's new favorite toy, Ricochet and Aleister Black, and they fucking beat them this weekend at Fastlane. All right? Their first title defense, because they've been fucking losing bullshit matches here and there, but their first title defense, they get the win, and then Bobby Roode throws a fucking temper tantrum and starts, fucking DDTing people, and then here come Aleister Black and Ricochet, the faces, to come in and kick the shit out of the heels, because of course everybody does that. What that's all about, I have no idea. But anyway, the top guys, I'm all for it. Not at number 4, but at least they made the fucking list. Number 4, Benchmark Power Rankings, the Revival. Let's move on to number 3. Now, number 2 is Aleister Black and Ricochet. Now, again, what the fuck is going on with the guys that lost in the fucking title match are 2 spots higher than the fucking champs. What's going on with that? Again, we talk about how wins and losses don't matter in WWE. Apparently they don't matter to the benchmark Silky Banes either, because there's no fucking justification whatsoever for these 2 guys who I enjoy quite a bit. I like Aleister Black and Ricochet. I think they're a lot of fun. I think they're going to be spectacular singles wrestlers. I don't know that this tag team sticks around for very long, but I'm enjoying it while it lasts. But let's face it, they fucking lost. They got beat. That's it. And they're 2 spots ahead of the guys that beat him. Silky's lost his mind is what it comes down to. When I see him, it's just going to be all about...
You failed, and that makes you a failure.
Samoa Joe knows what's up. Aleister Black and Ricochet at number 2. Silky knew he wouldn't be... Yeah, he's just fucking with me is what he's doing. That's exactly right, Alistair Fiend. He's probably making this whole shit. He's probably watching the fucking stream right now. Just just doing his Silky laugh. Just laughing his ass off because I'm here having to try to justify this horse shit. Number 1 this week on the Benchmark Power Rankings is The Shield. Now, I can't argue with this. This is all right for me. If this is the last run for The Shield. And it looks, for all intents and purposes, to be the last run of the Shield. Thank you, Barbaruski, for clipping that. Maybe he's messing with... I think he is, John. I think he is. I got no problem with The Shield here. I thought the 6-man tag team match at Fastlane in the main event spot, which some people, again, kicked up a fuss about them being in the main event spot. It's Roman's first match back from having fucking cancer, for crying out loud. It's one of the most celebrated factions in recent memory. And the fans absolutely wanted to see it. And I didn't have the highest of expectations going into that match. I honestly felt like it was going to be kind of a throwaway because I don't really give a shit about the Baron Corbin, Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre threesome. But that match was a banger. That match outperformed, in my opinion. So when those guys come out there, have the kind of match that they do, and for one last time, we hope, until they fucking change their minds again, because Dean's leaving, everybody. In case you haven't heard, Dean's leaving, because they keep reminding us time and time and time again. I got no problem with The Shield being number 1. I think that's a good pick. The rest of this list is total shit. So let's just review Benchmark Power Rankings for the week of March 10th, 2019. Mark your calendars for the day that Silky Banes lost his fucking mind. All right, number 5, Rey Mysterio. I love you, Rey. 619, buddy. He's great. And I'm not being a smartass. He is great. I don't know what the fuck's going on with Rey being number 5. Number 4, the top guys. Absolutely outstanding. No fucking business being at number 4. Number 3, fuck that. We're not even going to talk about it because it's a fucking travesty. Number 2, Blackochet. I don't know. Last time I checked, they fucking lost. But hey, it ain't my power rankings. It's the Benchmark of Punctuality's power rankings. The number 1 is The Shield. There you go. The Benchmark Power Rankings for March 10th, 2019. The week of March 10th, 2019. So, now that we got that out of the way, what the fuck's I'm starting to think, I'm starting to believe the conspiracy theory going on here that maybe Silky just decided or knew that he wasn't going to be here tonight. And so he just decided to take a shit right on the power rankings and just watch me have to fucking sit here and try to justify that horse shit. Thank you, John. Best list ever. Dean in training for GCW by taking a pencil eye stab. Yeah, exactly. No blood. Get stabbed in the face with a pencil, but no blood. Miz should have been number 3, says Sasha Reigns. Bobby Lashley, I don't know, wins the second most prestigious fucking singles title on the fucking roster. No Bobby Lashley, nowhere. No Bobby Lashley, nothing. Okay, just throwing that out there. No Samoa Joe,
That fat bastard, you call him Sloppy Joe.
He wins the fucking Fatal 4-Way, retains the U.S. title, looks fantastic in doing it. Took a loss on SmackDown Live, then came back and choked out fucking Rey Mysterio, who was on the fucking list. Sloppy Joe's not on the list. I don't understand. Jody Mania hates Lashley. Yeah, look. the best thing that ever happened to Bobby Lashley in WWE was Lio Rush. Because Lio Rush is outstanding as a heel manager. He's a pain in the ass. And I fucking hate it. And God, when they used to give him the microphone during the match so he could chant, Lashley, Lashley. It was so obnoxious. But that's what made it work. And that's what made you hate fucking Bobby Lashley. It's what made you dislike Bobby Lashley rather than be indifferent about Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley could still go out there as a heel and not get any kind of fucking heat at all. But you throw Lio Rush in the mix, oh God, who doesn't want to see those pricks lose? And that's a tribute to Lio Rush doing his job and doing a good job. Kofi should have been on the list. Yeah. I mean, Kofi, I could see it. But hey, Kofi was number one first 2 weeks there. Hell no, Lashley didn't deserve to be on the rankings. Silly. What are you talking about, Brooke? Come on. I know you're bitter about Finn Balor losing the title, and I get it. He's your guy. When the top guys, if the top guys ever lose the tag titles, I'm going to be pissy about it too. But come on. That's a big win for Bobby Lashley. Leo, that little shit. Yeah, he is a little bit of a pain in the ass. Silky's list, though. Yeah, exactly. I totally agree. And somebody clipped it here, so you can go check that out. So a couple of things on the Twitch account. Once again, we welcome all of you who are on Periscope and on Twitch. But one of the reasons I'd like to see everybody hopping over to Twitch is we do a lot of giveaways here on the program. We just did one not too long ago. We give away autographed pictures, autographed cards, pop figures, all kinds of shit. We're always giving away stuff. And I've got a handful of stuff to start giving away as well. What we're going to do is we're going to give away all of these items through our Twitch account. And what you can do is on the Twitch account, when you just tune in and watch the program, you earn what are called loyalty points. And you get loyalty points for following us on Twitch. You get loyalty points for leaving a tip for us in the tip jar. You get loyalty points just for tuning in and watching the show. I think you get 5 points for every 10 minutes that you watch the show. So do me a favor, somebody in the chat there, hit exclamation point points for the Nightbot command for points over there in the Twitch chat. So if you're over there, if you are watching us on Twitch, then you are earning those loyalty points. And what we're going to do is when we start doing giveaways, you can cash in your points to increase your odds of winning stuff in our giveaways. So Juanito, for example, our buddy from the 619, has donated quite generously to the program in the past. Juanito's got a shit ton of points already. So you can click on that link. Thank you, Alistair and Sasha Reigns. You guys can click on that link right there, the Speeds Benchmark leaderboard, and you can see how many points you've got right now. And when the time comes and we do some more giveaways, we're going to be doing it through our Twitch account. Now, that's not to say that those of you who aren't with us on Twitch can't be eligible for this. We'll figure out some way to do it. But again, as we're moving towards doing things on Twitch, that's one of the reasons that we wanted to do it. We want to start giving you guys some incentive to hang with us here because we enjoy the shit out of doing this show. We really do. But we like to give back to you guys, and we like to make it worth your while. We like to make it fun, which is, you know, why the Nightbot's there. We just have goofy shit that we can type in there. It's why we're going to be doing the points thing. We did some Wrestle Trivia before. You can do poll questions and trivia questions through Twitch. So we can do that as well. There's going to be all kinds of cool stuff that we can do. And so do us a favor and give us a follow. Once again, if you haven't downloaded the Twitch app, do that. The Twitch app, I should say. The Twitch app. The Twitch app. Twitch.tv/Speeds Benchmark is where you can find us. SPEEZ Benchmark. Just search Speeds Benchmark over there on Twitch and give us a follow. And you'll start earning all these points. You're going to earn the points whether you follow us or not. But you can get bonus points when you do that. The Queen of New England is here. So good to see you. Thank you, Alistair Fiend, for once again throwing the Steiner math in there. So let me see if I can pull up the leaderboard here real quick before we get out and just send a shout out to some folks. So yeah, Jody Mania up to 70 points already. Ravens Blood 65. Bobaruski 65. Alistair Fiend 65. Jeffrey Cross is at 60. So yeah. Now, some of you guys saying you can't see yourself on there, you might have to scroll through to page 2, which I don't know if you can do on the mobile device. But yeah, Sasha Ranger on there. Everybody who's here tonight is on there in some capacity. So like I said, you've all got some points on there. And then what we'll do is we'll either have trivia questions where you can call in and bet some of your points in order to earn more points, which is one of the ways we'll incorporate the trivia stuff that we did. Did you guys dig Wrestle Trivia? I hope y'all dug it. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to try something here. We're going to try this since we're experimenting. All right? Hold on one second because I got to type. Come over here, microphone. All right. So we're going poll. Oh, no, I got to actually go to the fucking thing. God, you had one job, Spizak, one job. All right, hold on. Wait for it. I'm going there. All right, here we go. So let's go to poll. Did you guys enjoy Wrestle Trivia? And then let's go yes or no. This might not work, but I'm going to try it anyway. Bam. Go for it. Ah, damn it. Oh, do I have to put new? Okay, hold on. Poll new. Did you guys enjoy Wrestle Trivia? Yes or no? And you better fucking vote yes. There you go. See, check it out. So right there, now you guys can go over and vote in the poll. So we can do shit like that with trivia questions. So you can go there and vote and see. Let me know whether or not you enjoyed Wrestle Trivia, and we can do shit like that. We can do trivia questions in here. We can do giveaways. We can do raffles. We can do all kinds of shit with the points. It'll be cool. It'll be a lot of fun. So again, just some shit that we're playing around on over there on Twitch. So make sure to follow us over there. Thank you to Michael Berry Sr., to Alice, to Woken High Cat. It's me, WB, Alistair Fiend, all of you guys, Jumpmaster McCock, who followed us before the program started here today. Thanks to all of you guys for jumping over there and giving us the follow on Twitch. So we very much appreciate that and hope you will continue to follow us here on the Speeds and the Benchmark show and enjoy what we're doing. So let's see here. Yeah, 100%. See, got 6 votes over here and everybody loved Wrestle Trivia. So it was great. So that was very cool. All right. Thank you, Jody Mania, for voting and all of you other guys who voted as well. So that's going to do it for us, folks. Again, my apologies. You were stuck with little old me all night tonight, but thanks to Bobarooski for clipping the bit of me freaking out about the Silky thing. It's another thing you can do on Twitch. If you see something that you like, you can hit the little there's a little button on there where it will take the last 30 seconds and save it as a clip so that you can go back and watch it later. It's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. So we are back Monday night after Monday Night Raw here on the Speeds and the Benchmark show. Once again, we will be on Periscope, YouTube, and Twitch for the time being, but we are moving towards the Twitch app. So once again, one last time, twitch.tv/SpeedsBenchmark to give us a follow over there on Twitch. Trying to get up to those 50 followers, so we would appreciate your help with that. And spread the good word. Give a shout out to the folks over on Twitter or wherever else you happen to do your social media. And tell them about your boys, because we would love to have them. John, thank you very much for being with us. Thank all of you for being with us. Yay, Twitch, says the Queen. And yay, the Queen, who is now about to have her own podcast. So we'll be shouting you out here on the program as well very shortly. So be sure to keep us up to date with the details so that we can give you the proper love. So for the Benchmark, Silky Baines, Chris Bezak. We'll see you Monday night following Monday Night Raw right here on the Speeds and the Benchmark show. Good night, everybody.